Thanks for joining me again. Once again, my name is Jen Moore. I'm an Adult Services Librarian at the Warrenville Public Library District, and I'm going to show you some tools today for how to organize your digital photos on your computer. If you didn't see our previous video on how to set up this kind of system, you can go to our YouTube channel and check out that previous video. Nope. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. Once again, my name is Jen Moore. I'm an Adult Services Librarian at the Warrenville Public Library District in Warrenville, Illinois. If you haven't seen our previous video about how to set up a system for organizing your photos, please go ahead and click back to our YouTube channel to check that one out. In this video, I will show you a couple of different tools for organizing your photos on your computer so that you can maintain a reliable record of what you have. I'm going to start out with Google Photos, and then I will move on to my favorite tool, which I just discovered recently, but I've fallen in love with it, which is Adobe Bridge. If you are already using an Android device to take most of your pictures, an Android phone or a tablet, then Google Photos is a really easy way to organize and manage your photos because it's already doing most of that for you. As I said before, it's easier to manage this from a computer than from your phone, although if you are using Google Photos, you can do a lot on the fly from your phone. But from your computer, if you have, say, those photos from an old digital camera or those photos that you've scanned from negatives or prints, you can actually upload those into your Google account and add them to your photos collection along with everything it adds automatically that you take with your phone. The thing to keep in mind with this is you do have a limited amount of storage. You get 15 gigabytes for free, and then there are some paid options that you can add. They're very cheap, really, for storage, but they are designed to store photos and videos, not really anything else. This is definitely a convenient option to have, but it's important to remember that this is a service that Google offers, and they change the services that they offer all the time. It didn't used to be possible to buy extra storage unless you were a business. Now individuals can buy extra storage, but I'm sure the prices are going to change. I'm sure the services that they offer or the amount of support that you get is going to change in the future. So it's worth thinking about that too when you're looking at a way to organize your photos. In the Photos view itself, you will see a fairly attractive collage of the most recent photos. As you can see, they organize them by date. They're not always right. This picture is not actually from Monday. This picture is from, I think, probably March, and I added it to my Google Photos account on Monday. So what I can do is I can click on this little blue checkbox to select it. And then up here in the upper right corner, there's a More Options menu. I can click on that and I can select Edit Date and Time and tell Google when this picture was actually taken. I'm not sure of the exact date, but sometime in March. If I click Save, you'll see it's actually moved it out of the way, and I'll find it in March as I scroll back through my chronology. So you can make some edits that way. Another thing that you can do is you can group things together by albums. Google does a lot of this for you, or it certainly tries to. It will try to group things by things that you take pictures of. So it's automatically grabbed all the photos of lakes that I've taken and put them together. It's not completely right. That's a otter at a zoo, so that's not 100% accurate, but it does its best guess. If you have a lot of pictures of the same people, it will try to save pictures of those people together if you have that option turned on. And that is something that you can actually turn on and off, the facial recognition feature. And some people don't like having that on because it does give Google a lot of access to a lot of information about you and the people you know, which they then turn into other pieces of software and sell to other people. So that's something that you can decide if you want to have available or not. It's something that I don't turn on. If you are interested in having Google group people together by identifying their faces automatically. You can go up into your settings and scroll down here to group similar faces. I believe this is turned on by default. I turn it off because it's not a service that I'm comfortable with Google providing for me, but that is the option right here, is to turn on or off face grouping. If you do turn it on, it will also try to group photos of pets together, identify them in the same way, and lump them all together. If you have this turned on and you have associated a picture with someone in your contacts, it will add that person's name to those pictures for you automatically. Otherwise, you can add the name for them, and Google will then know, all of these pictures are of Mike. And when it finds a new picture of the same person, it will put them in that album called Mike. You can create your own album. It'll just ask you for a title. And then you'll click Add Photos. And all you have to do from here is click on the photos that you want, and it will add those directly into the album for you. Hit Done, and it'll create a layout for you. It'll make it easy to share. If I want to share this, I just click on the share button right here, and it'll list all of these people that I know, my most frequent contacts, so I can send the album directly to them and they can see it. Or, this is something else that's really nice, you can order a photo book straight from here. I have this album full of photos. I want it in print, and Google will sell that to me for a reasonable price. Another option you have in Google Photos is this For You option. This is great if you want to be able to share things online, especially. You can create things like movies and add music as a soundtrack. You can create little animations. If you've taken a whole bunch of photos of the same place or the same sequence of events, you can create collages, which are really nice to post to Instagram or Facebook because they can get a bunch of pictures in there all at once. So if I want to create a collage, I can go ahead and scroll down here to find some pictures that I want to put together. And click Create. And Google does all the hard work for me. It lays it out, it creates a single image, and then I can go ahead and save this, I can share it, I can post it directly to Facebook, and that gets all the pictures together without my having to post 5 different photos that I want people to see. So that can be a really attractive and useful option. When I back out of this, you'll see that it actually lumps it together with the other photos from that date. They weren't all from the same date, but most of them were, so it will put them in that point in your chronological order. There are a lot of different ways that you can manage photos that you have saved on your own computer, but the software that I found that had the most features, that was the easiest to use, is Adobe Bridge. So Bridge is part of the Adobe Creative Suite. As its name suggests, it is designed to connect different Adobe products to one another, but you can also use it for free, even if you don't have a Creative Suite subscription. You will need an Adobe account. It will prompt you to set that up as you download the software. So you can see I have already done a little bit of organizing here. I have grouped my photos together roughly by subject, and I can use Bridge to go ahead and view the photos in a collection in much the same way that I would in my File Explorer. But I can do more with them once I'm here. So if I click on the photo, I've got these keywords and metadata options down on the bottom right. So keywords are the easiest thing to understand. It gives you a bunch of suggestions by default. Events, some suggested people, some suggested places. the kinds of things that you would think, oh, I really want pictures of my trip to San Francisco. Where did I put them? If you give them the San Francisco keyword, then you can always go into Bridge and say, show me all the photos of San Francisco, and it will pull them up right for you. If you want to add a new keyword, you can just click the little plus button down here on the bottom right. Type it in, hit enter, and it will add it to the bottom of the list. I can click the checkbox to add that keyword to the photo. And if I want to add it to one of these sections, this is an event, I just drag it up here. So that photo now has that keyword. The other option that Bridge gives me is to edit the metadata that lives in the photo itself. This is information about the picture that you don't see when you pull the picture up, but you can access with the right kind of software. And that includes something like Adobe Bridge and a lot of other image editing software as well. So if you are a photographer of any expertise, a lot of this should look familiar to you. If you're not, don't worry about it. There's a lot of information we don't need to worry about. Everything that isn't optional is already there. So you don't have to worry about leaving something out. You just have to worry about adding the things that you are interested in. So first of all, it's going to show me information about the file itself, the name of the file, when it was created, when it was modified today. I just added that keyword to it, how big it is, how much space it takes up on my computer, and how big it is, how large it will be if I print it out. But if I scroll down here, you'll see it has space for all of these different options. The creator of the photo, a description, the date that it was created, and you'll see it's got those keywords that we added. So the keywords feature in Adobe Bridge adds keywords to the metadata option that photos already have on them. It just makes it a little easier. You don't have to scroll down and find the keyword option in order to do it. But you can do things like add the location that it was taken. Which is something that, depending on the settings on your camera, might already be there and might not. It depends a lot on how your camera was set up, how smart your camera was, and what kind of a photo it is. This is actually a photo that was scanned off of a negative, so none of that information already exists. I'll have to go ahead and add it myself. Once you've added all that information, then what are you going to do with it? Well, over here on the left, I can go ahead and filter. I can filter by keywords, which photos have the keyword added to them. I can filter by no keywords if what I want to do is sit down and add keywords to all my pictures. This is a good way to pull up everything that you still need to work on. I can identify them by date created or date modified, by which direction they're laid out, if they're landscape or portrait. If you're putting together a collage or something on your own, that's useful to know. And by camera raw data, which is just how much the photo has changed from the original photo that came out of the camera. So like you can see, the setting here is uncropped. If I've cropped a photo, then it will show up as different from the camera raw settings. Again, if you're a professional photographer or a serious hobbyist, there's way more information in there that you care about. It's not information that I care about or that most of us would need to. If I would like to create a collage, it's not quite as easy as having Google do it for me, but it does give me some options to start with. It'll give me a canvas. I can change the way it's laid out. I can lay it out for a greeting card and print it myself and send it to someone. Or I can create a PDF of my collage when I'm done with it. So instead of just ordering prints online, I can go ahead and print them myself. I can also, in this metadata view, see all of the information very quickly that I'm interested in looking at. So keywords on photos, if they have labels, if it has a rating, is it a good photo or a bad photo? That rating is only what you're interested in. It doesn't have to mean anything else. Again, all of this information is optional. It's whatever helps you find your photos, which is the point of organizing your photo collection. It's fun to take pictures, but they don't do us a lot of good afterwards if we can never find them again, or if we don't share them with people. The point of organizing your photos is to be able to pull them out again, to enjoy them, to share them with people who care about them, and to make a record that we can hand down to future generations. All right, that's all I have to show you right now. If you have any questions, again, feel free to send us an email at Warrenville. All right, that's all I have for us today. Again, if you have any questions, if you'd like a follow-up, or if you'd like us to help you get started, you can send us an email at adultservices@warrenville.com, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Try to find a way to get you started. I hope that this was enough to give you at least some inspiration on how to organize your digital photo collection.